Welcome to this demo of TidyClinic. We'll give you an overview of the TidyClinic system with all its functionality that can help you manage your patients, from booking appointments to planning treatments and managing finances. First, what is TidyClinic, and why is it so special? TidyClinic is a cutting-edge practice management tool developed in collaboration with medical professionals for seamless operations. It adds advanced, yet simple and intuitive, patient management capabilities to your practice, ensuring your clinic is efficiently organized and allowing you to spend more time doing what you love. Now, let's get started. When you open TidyClinic, you will see 4 main sections to the left of your screen. We'll start by briefly introducing each section before going in depth. Under the Calendar section, you can see a calendar with all your patient appointments. This is where you can create and edit appointments, keep track of appointment statuses, waiting times, notes, and more. Under the Patient section, you can search for a patient or create a new one. Under the Financial section, you can download various financial reports and manage invoices. Under the Other section is Settings, which is where you will set up all the details for your TidyClinic. Let's start by setting up our TidyClinic. Head to the Settings tab under the Other section. Here you will find all the settings broken down into sections. First is the Users section, where you can invite new users to your organization and manage user details. Under the Prescriptions section, you can set up medications and medication categories. Medication categories are used to sort your medications. Medications are used in prescriptions. You can configure name, dosage, and frequency, which is how often the patient takes the medication. Under the Treatment Planning section, you can set up all the aspects required to create a treatment plan or a bill. First, set up your financial providers. These are entities that can pay for charged procedures. For example, insurance companies or the patient themselves. Next, set up your financial receivers. These are entities that will receive the payments for procedures, non-procedure charges, and unallocated payments. Now you can create a procedure category for the sorting of procedures. Once that is done, you can create a procedure. Under the Patient section, you can set up all the categories and templates you will find under a patient profile, such as admin note categories and patient folders. Email and SMS templates can be used when communicating with patients. This is also where you can set up medical alert severities, which can be used to determine how severe a patient's medical condition is. You can also set up referrers, who are other health professionals who can be included on a patient's profile. Under the Calendar section, you can set up appointment categories such as surgeries or consultations. You can create busy block categories, which can be used to block out time slots in the calendar when the calendar resource isn't available for bookings. You can also set up how your calendar will look by creating calendar resources. These are where appointments are scheduled under. You can manage how these resources will appear on the calendar under Display Settings, where you can set resources as default and select the order they display on the calendar. In the Financial section, you can set up the countries, currencies, and tax rates you can use in your organization. The Organization section is where you can set up your company's details. You can upload your logo, contact details, and payment details here to show in invoices. Under System, you can enter codes and identifiers. These are used for auto-generated codes. Lastly, you can set up your Xero integration by connecting to Xero and configuring account mapping. Now that your TidyClinic environment is set up, you can begin managing your patients. First, let's create a patient. To create a patient, go to New Patient under the Patients section. Here, you can fill out a form with all their details and upload any relevant patient files, such as a referral letter. Once you have created a patient, you will be taken to their electronic medical record, EMR page. Here is where you can edit and view all the patient's details. You can add clinical notes and files and create medical alerts. The clinical notes are separate notes with an author, practitioner, and created and modified dates. You can also create prescriptions for patients. To do this, click Prescription under the Prescription section. Enter the details of the prescription by selecting Medications. You will now be able to view the prescription under the Prescriptions section. To create a treatment plan, go to the Treatment Plan tab, click the Treatment Plan button, and then Start Treatment. Enter the details of the treatment plan by selecting Procedures. Once saved, you will now be able to view the treatment plan in the Treatment Plans tab. You can see the active treatment plan under the Treatment Plan section on the Overview page. We'll cover how to invoice a treatment plan later in this video. TidyClinic also has an email and SMS feature. You can send an email or an SMS to a patient from their EMR page. At the top of the page, you will find 4 icons. There is an email icon and an SMS icon. Click one to open a pop-up box where you can enter the message and send it straight to the patient. Now we have our patient created with all their details set up. Let's create an appointment. There are a few ways you can create an appointment. The first way is by dragging your cursor over a time in the calendar. This will open a side panel where you can select the patient and appointment category. Once complete, click Save. The second way to create an appointment is by clicking the plus button. This will open a pop-up box where you can select a patient. You will then be asked to choose a time on the calendar by dragging your cursor. This will open a side panel where you can select the appointment category and add notes. The final way to create an appointment is from the patient's EMR page. Navigate to the patient you want to create an appointment for. At the top of the page, click the calendar icon. This will take you to the calendar page where you'll be asked to select a time by dragging your cursor over the calendar. Follow the same steps as before, and you're done. Now you have created an appointment, let's look at a few ways you can make changes to it. To make edits to an appointment's details, simply click the appointment. This will open a sidebar displaying the appointment's details. At the top of the bar, there are 4 icons. Click the orange calendar icon. This will open a pop-up box where you can edit the details of the appointment, such as the duration, appointment type, calendar resource, status, and notes. Once any changes are made, click Save. You can also update the status of an appointment by right-clicking on the appointment. This will open a list of actions, including updating the appointment status. When you update an appointment status, a small icon will appear on the appointment showing the stage the appointment is at. For example, when an appointment has been marked as arrived, a green icon will appear with the number of minutes the patient has been waiting. From this list, you can also copy and paste any appointment. Right-click the appointment and click Copy. Then, right-click the calendar at an empty time you want a new appointment to be, and click Paste. Now we have covered the basics for creating and editing an appointment. Let's discuss the hot call list. The hot call list can be used when a patient would prefer to have an earlier appointment, but there are none available. If an earlier appointment becomes available, you can then go to the hot call list to find a patient who wants an earlier appointment and see if it fits their appointment length and calendar resource. You can add a patient's appointment to the hot call list by right-clicking the appointment and clicking Hot Call List. A pop-up box will open where you can enter any notes, such as their availability or reason for wanting it earlier. Now that you have an appointment on the hot call list, you can create an appointment using the list. If a spot opens, select the time for the appointment by dragging your cursor on the calendar. A side panel will open where you can click a hot call list button. This will open a pop-up box with all the appointments on the hot call list. To move an appointment, click the blue transfer icon. The appointment will now be moved to the selected date and time. TidyClinic's calendar offers even more functionality with appointment reminders. An automated reminder can be set up in settings, where you can specify when automated reminders will be scheduled to send. You can schedule reminders for individual appointments if automatic reminders are not set up. Click on the appointment and select Schedule Automatic Reminders. This will open a pop-up box where you can then enter the details of the reminder. The reminder will now be set up to be sent to the patient, who can then confirm the appointment. Moving on to finances, we will now cover how to invoice a treatment plan, charge out an invoice directly, and generate a report. Let's charge, approve, and pay an invoice for a treatment plan. To charge a treatment plan, click the binoculars icon to view the treatment plan. On the treatment plan console, select the procedures you wish to charge, and click Charge Out Selected Tasks. You can then specify how you want to charge a procedure. Now that it has been charged, an invoice will have been created. To view the invoice, go to Invoices, and click the binoculars icon next to the invoice. You may need to manually approve the invoice if you have not set up auto approval in settings. Once an invoice has been approved, you will now be able to make a payment. Click Make Payment on the invoice overview and enter the details of the payment. Once complete, click Save Payment. The invoice will now be closed if it has been fully paid off. To charge out an invoice directly, navigate to the patient's EMR page you want to create an invoice for. Go to the Charge Directly tab and fill in the details of the invoice. You can then save and submit the invoice. Once approved, the invoice can be linked to Xero if you have a Xero account connected. You can also make a payment for the invoice. You can view all invoices under the Invoices tab. To generate a report, simply go to the Financial Reports tab and select the type of report you want from the drop-down list. You can download a variety of reports from an invoice summary to a daysheet listing. Once the report type is chosen, fill in the details required such as the date and the financial receiver, and then click Download PDF. You will now have a PDF document of the report. That's TidyClinic in a nutshell. Let's look back at what we covered. We set up our TidyClinic to be ready to use. We created a patient. We made a prescription and treatment plan. We created an appointment and scheduled a reminder. We made an invoice to charge directly. We generated a report. We hope you found this demo informative and that it provided you with a valuable overview of TidyClinic. If you have any questions or would like to learn more, please reach out via the chat function on our website or flicking us an email. Thanks again. We look forward to hearing from you soon.